What is up, guys? I'm gonna make another video on this trade today. Y'all know that I'm gonna make another video on this trade, and that's today. Because I didn't want to leave this trade in the dust. I want to actually give the Raptors side of this trade as well as the Knicks side of the trade, as I get to sleep on it. I may say the same things I said last video, but I slept on it and let me cook. I have some notes. As you look at the contract, I'm gonna stare right in front of you. That contract is RJ Barrett's contract. Um, but let's talk about the Raptors side of this deal. They get themselves a guard that they are willing to pay, and that's Emmanuel Quickly. The Knicks were not willing to pay Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly deserves as much money as possibly can get in free agency, but I just can't pay 2 point guards that much money. That just won't work. In the 2 point guards being Jalen Brunson and Emmanuel Quickly, that just the roster construction there does not work. And as much as I hate seeing Emmanuel Quickly go, I say I love IQ down there because I love IQ and I'll be his fan wherever he goes. And I got a Quickly signed jersey up there, right up there, and it's gonna make me tear up soon. But I just it's not hitting me that he left yet, but the bench scoring will be kind of missed. But are we trying to win the championship this year? No. So why do we need bench scoring, like actual 6 man of the year scoring, when we can get ourselves a versatile wing? But but the Raptors get themselves a point guard that they can use, and that him and Scotty will work beautifully together. I can always see it together because Scotty Barnes takes some of the point guard usage with Dennis Schroeder not being the best point guard, but Emmanuel Quickly can definitely take that point guard kind of load off of Scotty Barnes where he can just focus on scoring. And that's the things. Yes, Scotty Barnes is a great passer, but again, if you're going to focus on scoring, you'd be that franchise guy. Quickly is going to set you up. As much as we say about his scoring, he also sets good guys up. He got Obi to the he upgraded Obi, man. Obi Toppin is a guy that really fed off Obi in his time in New York, and he's not thriving, but you know what I mean. He's playing pretty good basketball because he's with an amazing point guard, but also he's with Quickly before, and Quickly was able to find Obi Toppin, and hopefully he can set this offense and get because he's very good when he runs on transition. So Raptors fans, if you're ready to run and you're ready to have a good time, it's Quickly. Quickly is gonna be that guy because you're gonna have a fun time in this rebuild because Quickly is that guy though that will put your smile on your face. He's a fun guy. RJ may make you frown, but Quickly is gonna have a smile on your face all the time. Um, you build around Scotty Barnes. Kind of hit on Scotty Barnes on this season is averaging. You know what? Let me pull it up. Scotty Barnes. Uh, he is having a pretty good season this year. He is averaging 21 points per game, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 48 from the field. He is having a pretty damn good season, and we look at that and we're like, we need to build around that guy. We're done with the Siakam stuff. Siakam is what he is at his age. You're gonna build around that guy, and you have to build around that guy, and that is somebody that you want to build around because he is so young and because he can really add a kind of different kind of style of basketball in this type of rebuild. And maybe you rebuild around him when you win another championship because that could happen. I mean, Toronto is Toronto. They won a championship with Kawhi. So they know how to build a championship team. Masai Ujiri down there knows it up there, not down there, but up there knows how to build a championship team. And hopefully Scotty Barnes is a part of that because he's a very, very, very good player up there in Toronto. And there were a lot of wings there in Toronto, and it's freed up for some Jalen McDaniels time. Jalen, not the guy from Minnesota who will see play tomorrow. The guy from Toronto, the other brother. I think they're brothers. Jalen McDaniels. He's the worst version, but he's still a big wing, and those are time that you kind of give him because how old is he? I'm gonna search that up. You give him some time to kind of like flourish and see what you can use when you get in that team where you're contending. Maybe he's that kind of bench piece where you can use off the bench. You just gotta. He's 25 years old. Maybe you see what he can do, separating wings. But again, you get rid of wings. You also Scotty Barnes is the wing, and as much as he probably plays some guard here in Toronto, he is more of a wing, and having him get more time if he's not like he gets more time with OG out of there. Definitely that's big, and that's one of the biggest things they did on this trade because they're like, okay, we're gonna build around this guy Scotty Barnes. We got to get all of our wings out of here who are gonna battle for time with him, and especially with OG contract coming up, it's something that you have to move on from. Home cooking for RJ. Hopefully RJ Barrett just does something in Toronto. That'd be nice to see because that's his home place. Misanaga was where he. I definitely said that wrong. I'm sorry, but he 20 minutes I think from Toronto. He was born. Sorry for saying the whole what. Sorry for saying the place where he got born wrong because I'm not that guy who will give it to you correctly. But I'm just sorry if I said it wrong. Then that's fine. I'm gonna move. So Pascal can still be moved with the draft capital that the Raptors have. You know, there's a lot of links towards the Kings, a lot of links towards the Mavericks, a lot of links towards the 76ers, a lot of links towards the almost every team in the league is kind of linked. Hawks. Every single team in the league is kind of linked towards Siakam, and that's kind of great because he's a player on an expiring deal. Maybe you won't get the same value out of him as you would like 2 years ago because of the expiring deal, but you'll still get yourself maybe a first and a decent player who can you can also plug into that rebuild. Um, that's something you could definitely look forward to as a Raptors fan. You still have Pascal to move. You moved and you got two young players, but you still have another kind of semi, primed player that won't fit with the rebuild still on the team that you could still move before the trade deadline. That's just something to look forward to if you're a Raptors fan. Now, thing about the Raptors is that they have a like a wings, and they moved off OJ Anobi, and now I think they're gonna run a lot of a quickly, RJ, Scotty, Pascal. For the time being, Pascal's gonna play. And then you're gonna run Jakob Podol. I definitely would have rather had Jakob, but I know that I would have to be up a first round pick. And first round picks is what win you games in this. It's what makes trades in this league. And I don't want to be giving up a first for Jakob Podol. As good as he is, first round pick for him would be crazy to me. Um Precious is fine. We'll take Precious. But for the Knicks, the honeymoon period's over. Coddling these rookies. Oh, RJ Barrett's gonna be this, and that. Quickly. Oh, it's great, but it's all boy. It's all that's where the boys become men is when their contract is up, and when you have to either pay them or ship them out of town, or you just let them walk. But what usually things happen is you ship them out of town, and you get your player back. And that's what they did with IQ. Maybe you could say they mismanaged him. But again, what's the point of paying another point guard that much money? You're not. You're not. Maybe you could have got more value for him, but you're not. And quickly in the regular season last year, such an instrumental part of this team and in this season that you don't want to lose him until you have to. And this was kind of the time where you have to lose him to get better and to kind of, I'd rather pay OG the money of quickly. Not like I like OG over quickly as a person, as a basketball player. It's just like it fits the team more. It's something you want to pay for the team rather than paying another point guard that much money than paying your starting small forward that money. It's just better. It looks better on paper, and it looks like you're an actual working franchise that you won't be paying two point guards like $30 million. Looks better. Like what happens in the locker room if two of your point guards are getting paid 30, $25 million? And Thibodeau won't play quickly and Jalen Brunson together. So what does the locker room look like? Not good. And as much as I love quickly, it just doesn't sound kind of logical at all. You getting off of RJ Barrett's contract, one of the biggest wins of this trade, kind of the biggest win as I think about it. Getting off this contract that he's a very inconsistent player. As you look at the time in New York, very inconsistent player. I could say I'm gonna keep it to as nice as possible. Very inconsistent player. Being in New York, it's really hard. Puts a lot of pressure on you to perform, especially as a third option. But just again, you want a better third option on a team. That doesn't mean that OG Anunoby is a better skill wise player than RJ Barrett. He probably is, but it doesn't mean that at all. It just means that a third option next to RJ, next to Jalen and Randall, because you know where Jalen drives the left corner, and you know where OG shoots the best from the left corner. He shoots 50% from three from the left corner. And when the defense collapse, you're throwing out to RJ Barrett, and that ball is clanking off the basket if he ain't on fire. If he ain't on fire and he loses confidence really really quickly, then no pun intended to Emmanuel. But when he loses confidence, then he's just gonna clank off the rim. And yeah, I don't know. Also, give me something about Manuel quickly. I love Manuel quickly, but how will he be? How will he be? My question here for Toronto Raptors fans: how will he be schemed for, and how will he react to being on the top of the scouting room, being on the top of the opponent's scouting room, not the top like that. You're still, if you have Pascal, they're gonna have Pascal, Scotty. Those they're gonna look at those players. But what happens when quickly's a third player that everybody's looking at? Like in New York, it was like, okay, Julius, RJ, and Brunson were your three kind of scouting players. And then when Mitch was healthy, put a body on Mitch. We're gonna make sure he doesn't get that offensive rebound, which didn't really matter. And then you had players um, like a Josh Hart try to keep him with the glass. And the whole concept of the rebounding was a whole scouting for itself. But now in Toronto, you don't have to scout for the player, and that's gonna be your third player to kind of scout for is quickly. And how will he respond to be scouted for? I think he'll be fine, but I just cannot wait to see how he will be scouted for and how he'll react to being on one of the top of the scouting reports. Not like he'll be at the top of the top, but once the team really rounds out, it'll be you're scouting for quickly and you're scouting for Scotty Barnes. How will we fare for being scouted for? Because in the playoffs everybody scouts for everybody, and when he got scouted for in the playoffs, the numbers can talk to you. Can just look at the numbers. I'm sorry, you just can you just look at the numbers. That I'm not gonna pull it up because I feel bad, but you could just look at the numbers. It was not really good at all, but it could change. I mean, this guy's got older, he's got stronger, he's got faster, not faster, but he's got stronger. He can handle more contact. His floater is better. His finishing is like those are stuff that you improved on from the last offseason, and that's gonna really have to come and show in this Toronto system where you're the number two guy or number three guy. And I cannot wait to see what Quickly does. Cannot wait to see him succeed, though. He's going to succeed. He's going to freaking succeed. He puts in a lot of work. He's going to succeed. Um, that's one thing. I just cannot wait to see how he will respond to being like the third in the scouting report for now until he's second because Pascal's going to be out the book soon. Um, Already feeling calls for Murray and Spida. I'm not the guy, the reporter here, but what I'm hearing by all these reporters is that that the calls for Murray and Spider are kind of heating up. It's like we kind of need that guy now because we got quickly. I mean, we got Brunson, we got Randall, and now we got OG. So these are the three, one superstar, one star, arguably two superstars, one star, one superstar and one player in Brunson's superstar, one star in Julius Randle, and then you have yourself a very good complementary 3-and-D player in OG Anunoby. That looks like a beautiful team. But if anybody here, what is that team missing to you? The second star player, and that's what the second superstar player. If you in the context you want to win an NBA, that is the number one goal, especially for this team now saying it's win now time with everybody just it's the honeymoon period's over. Just you got to win now, and this is gonna because we're gonna get Murray. I think Murray's coming to the Knicks. That's my prediction. Um, because I'm not gonna do agency talks, but you know, Dejounte Murray they're slowly making this team to a Thibs team. It's slowly turning into that team. And if you can watch and see, it's slowly turning into that team. Cause Cause he's done watching his team get 140 against. He's done. He's done. And that's why he made the call to go out and get OG. He also is a part of the general manager. He's also head in that general manager area, which he should be because he's the one coaching the basketball team. He also had the call to make this trade happen. I was not behind the scenes. Why am I saying like I'm behind the scenes? But I bet he made the call to go get himself a defender. It's a defender. I'm not crazy when I say probably Tibbs made the call to go out and get a defender. It was Leon's decision to match contracts or Rosas. Brand, I don't really know what happened anymore. I don't think there's a GM in this Knicks thing. Which makes Rosas and friggin' Leon Rose kind of heads a snake. Um, but they've done a great job so far. I mean, they just made us this team where we're in a better spot now than we were 2 days ago to go out and get a superstar player. Because now you add Dono, Spider to Jalen Brunson, Spider, and OG Anobi, you feel better than putting Josh Hart as your three. You put Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and Josh Hart. You feel better with OG at the three. So, and I bet Dibbs feels better. So he's like, "Oh, Leon, you want Spider, but I can't have Josh Hart my starting three when Spider's two. As much as I like Josh Hart, you can't have him in the three. But he's like, okay, I'm gonna get you OJ Anobi, one of the best 3-and-D wings, if not the best in the league. And we're gonna rock with Dono at that two, and we're gonna have Jalen Brunson at the one. And it's just that Donald trade is gonna come like later in the summer, where everybody's laid back, We'll probably get Murray this trade deadline, but we have so many picks to move. It's crazy. Like we did not move a pick in that trade, but we only moved a second round pick. It was practically a first round pick from Detroit. That's the only thing we moved, and our bench is now incomplete, which it's fine because we now have that room that we can go this summer and draft an NBA basketball player for the first time. We don't need to punt in the draft, and we can go out and get a basketball player that can score for us. That we need off the bench. Maybe that's Bogdanovich for the low for the seconds today to make this team give a shot in the playoff, like have a shot in the playoffs. Bogdanovich from the Pistons maybe, but still you don't need to punt in the draft anymore. You don't need to. You don't have enough good play. Like you need somebody off the bench. Like that's a need, and the draft is where you get your players from, as well as the free agency, of course. But the draft is where you get to get those young players for, and you get to um use those players. And Leon Rhodes has done a good job of eyeing those players that are good, like Pods. He's eyed Pods. Brandon Pozemski. He's eyed Trey Murphy. Like those are very solid NBA players. That if he drafted quickly, he eyed all those players, but he just didn't get to pull the trigger on them because they punted in the draft, of course. But now he can go out and draft a player, and that player is probably going to be good coming out of the draft, and that player is going to fit the Knicks system. That player is going to fit their system. That kid's going to get a defensive stance, and he's gonna score at will. Not at will, but he's going to score, and you kind of feel better with the front office than you ever have. Because at least they're not going out of their shot. Like, they're not talking to you about every single move they make like other GMs. But at least they're competent. At least you can feel a vision with this team than you have did like with other teams where you trade Porzingis out. Where's the vision now? But we have a vision here. And they made a vision. They're like, okay, we're not coddling stars anymore. We're not coddling young players anymore. We're going win now. We have Thibodeau. We're going win now. And he wants to go win now. We're going to go win now. And we're going to go out. And now we're better than we were 2 days ago of getting a star player because now we have a 3-and-D wing that is very good and that any superstar will want to play with. Next to Brunson, of course, being that superstar. And then Randall down low. And now they look at everybody like I'm hearing Randall and trade rumors. Look, yo, we take the value and we Run with it. Everybody gotta be value checked. Everybody on this team, like when you go to trade finder in 2K, you press everybody. You're like, oh, who are they worth? That's what the Knicks got to do, and that's what they did. Their patience is done. Like if you got value, we're gonna test that. And that's what Randall has value. You might think, oh, Randall's not going to get traded. But do we think that RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly would get traded on December 29th? I think that's the date. 2023? No. No one thought that. Especially RJ and IQ in the same package for OG Anunoby. Nobody thought that. But nobody else thinks that we're going to trade Randall. Do y'all think that Leon Rose is going to go out his way? Do you think Leon Rose went out his way to go? There's a lawsuit going on, which I can't really talk about, but between the Raptors and the Knicks, he went out his way and made a trade with the team he's a lawsuit against. Oh, he's done. This is time for the Knicks to make a move, and because he's dropping everything. CAA don't care anymore. Yes, OG CAA, but you don't care anymore if you're a lawsuit of him. It doesn't matter anymore. It's time for the Knicks to make another step. It don't matter if you're CAA. It don't matter if you're clutch. It don't matter if you have a lawsuit. It don't matter about that. We're done. We're done with that stuff. If you can make if you can help this team in any way, welcome to New York Knicks. If we're looking at you, welcome to New York Knicks. Like that's that type of kind of that's that type of kind of thing that we wanted for days, and that's the type of GM we wanted for years. And we have that now. So let's stop with this. Oh, Leon Rose is this. Let him cook right now. Because he has gone out of his way to make a deal for us that helped us and that made us better than we were 2 days ago. I don't care about this. Oh, the Knicks are not better as they were 2 days ago. Well, they're in a better position. If they're not better, then they're in a better position than they were 2 days ago. There's a difference. You can be better, but you can be in a better position. Like the Bulls are better than some rebuilding teams, but the Bulls are not in a better position than those rebuilding teams. That's what I'm trying to say here. And the Knicks are in a great position right now to get themselves a superstar player, and we just gotta sit back and relax and watch the trade rumors go through and circulate because no one is safe anymore. No one is safe anymore, and that's what Leon Rose has said to this whole entire franchise. That I'm done waiting. I'm done sitting on my hands. We're gonna make a move, and we're gonna do it fast, and we're gonna do it before the league can get a head on it. And that's what the Knicks did today. That's what the Knicks did yesterday with getting OG Anunoby. We're gonna make a move. Maybe it's not big and super big. It's big to me. It's big to me, but maybe it's not super big in the whole grand scheme of things. But we got in front of the league, and we're here to not sit on our hands anymore. We're here not to sit on our hands and watch RJ Barrett brick 3-pointers. We're done. And that's what Leon Rose said, and that's what Leon Rose made an impact on this team yesterday that I didn't think you would make ever. But that's the beauty of the NBA. Anything can happen any day. Peace, have a nice day, and let's go Knicks. This is kind of a yap session for me. Peace, have a nice day, and let's go Knicks. And I think there'll be a Minnesota Timberwolves recap after the game tomorrow. Happy New Year's. Have a nice day, and peace out.